Thanks a lot, Cian Corla. Yeah, just again to come back to the case of James O'Connor, the Taoiseach says that the first port of call, the agencies, etc., they should work, and I agree they should work, but the point being that very clearly that they didn't work, and that there's a problem and there's therefore a need for reform here. And the central issue is that the massive imbalance of power between a family law judge and someone before them was not taken into account. The woman I quoted earlier on, what she said to me is that it puts you in a position where you feel you can't say no because you know you're going to be back in front of him. The story I told about going into the courtroom, him lunging at her, or the courthouse, him lunging at her, she had to go back before him again. You know, in a situation where potentially he can be deciding whether you're keeping your kids or not. And I'm not asking the Taoiseach or the government to make themselves into the Gardaí or the judiciary or whatever. But multiple contacts were made by this woman and then by me about this case to the government. And there is a question about, did the government do anything about it? Did they spot that there's an issue here that needs to be resolved in terms of reform of how these matters are dealt with?
In terms of Deputy Murphy's point, in terms of, again, the issue in terms of that, you've acknowledged that government can't be the Gardaí, can't be GSOC. There's the wider issue then in terms of the judiciary and behaviour of judges, and the Judicial Council. There are progress made in that, but again, does it apply within the timeline of this particular case? That's a further complication in respect of this. So as I said, short of, and again, government doesn't want to become GSOC either on an ongoing basis. And increasingly, the feedback I get is that many people who go to GSOC are not happy with the outcomes from GSOC. And maybe, I don't know, is that expectations are too high going into GSOC? Or whether there's issues in terms of the operation of GSOC. But there are real issues here in terms of the degree to which government can supersede the role of the various agencies involved. That's a really legitimate problem. That said, very serious allegations are being made in respect of a judge who's no longer operating as a judge. That judge is entitled to fight those allegations and assertions also. And it's not simple in terms of the degree to which government can respond or how it responds. But I'm going to give the matter examination.
Thank you.